Everyone, I thought, you know what, it's been a couple of years actually since I went live, and it's Monday and it's a big day here in the drum room in Pennsylvania, and it's going to be a big day in Nashville for everyone involved. First of all, as always, whenever I post anything from Rhythm Sync, Drumming Academy or Engaged Universe, I always say thank you. So I want to say thank you to the hundreds, maybe thousands of you that have sent messages and posts and reshares of everything that has happened in the last almost 2 weeks. Well, since October 2nd. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going to share the surface story of that now. And forgive me to those who've already heard it 100 times, because in Ireland, we do not stop until we get it done. So, I'm sorry for those of you who are really invested in this story and invested in me and my family and invested in what has happened, but I'm going to share it now. On October the 2nd, I flew down to our storage unit, rented a truck, and my good friend Michael Grando, also a professional drummer, kindly picked me up, and we drove to Lifestorage, 6350 Nolensville Pike in Nashville, to collect my life's work, okay? 4 decades of my drums and collectibles. Everybody knows the list. If you want to know what it is, I can send it to you. You can get it on my pages. But my whole life's work. We've paid for this unit for 2 years, every month without question. We've done business for 2 years with these people, and they also own extra storage, and we've done business with those as well. We've always been eloquent clients. We haven't stored any crap there. We haven't made a mess. We haven't owed them money. So Grando and I went across town. We picked up a U-Haul and we go to Lifestorage, Nolensville Pike, Nashville. Put in my code. I have my key around my neck. The other key is here in Pennsylvania. And Grando and I go to my unit, and I lift up the shutters, and those of you know, I'm looking into more or less an empty unit, and it was just terrible. And I'm sure you can imagine, but the reason for this post is the other details that what have taken place since, and how both myself and my wife have been treated, how Nicole has been treated since this happened. Grando stepped back and he couldn't believe it. I tried to process it. I called Nicole live on the phone with FaceTime, and we just simply couldn't believe it. I mean, it was we rented secure storage. It was a brand new facility, and that's what we invested in. That's all they do. They provide temperature controlled storage. We paid every month. I opened the shutter to get all my custom kits and my belongings from the last 40 years, and it's gone. Everything's itemized, everything's boxed. There's something like 28 drum cases. We're still going through it to provide it to everybody. After trying to get myself somewhat level, even though I was irate, I made my way to the office, where I was treated deplorably by a guy who only introduced himself as Jeff, the manager. He never called the police. He looked unsurprised. He didn't react. He wouldn't give me footage. He was entirely unhelpful. And what you need to know also is Lifestorage, extra storage, and this guy Jeff, who's a manager. Remember that. Keep saying manager to yourself. He couldn't run a bath, this guy. He would not come down to the unit with me and acknowledge my complaint, look at the empty unit, cross-examine, cross-reference information, say, you're Aaron Kennedy, this is your unit, it's empty, let's do an incident sheet or whatever. No incident report, nothing. He never came down there. He just sat behind his desk, blank. Unsurprised, which really makes me suspicious. Unsurprised. And left this man in an awful state. I'm in Nashville on my own. I've got this truck I've rented, and I have to drive 14 hours back home without my equipment that was supposed to come back into my life and work and all that stuff. So we were treated absolutely deplorably. It took several days for anybody at all to get back in touch with us, and somebody from Lifestorage did get in touch with us, and I quote, this district manager, remember everybody's a manager, this district manager said, well, I'm pretty confident I know who it is, and I'm pretty confident it's a former employee. So this is what you're dealing with. This is what I'm dealing with. Haven't heard from anybody since. He also claimed to Nicole, well, you know, we're victims also. Really? He also said, well, our places are secure. No, sir, they are not, because my life's work was stolen at your unit. And not only that, you got paid. But then through Nicole and I's investigation, we obviously did a police report. This guy wouldn't call the police. I'm now thinking, I've got to stay here in Nashville and do my own investigation, but I also got to get a truck back, full or empty. It's got to be returned to Pennsylvania. So I had to drive 14 hours back on my own with an empty truck, with all this going through my head. It's a long journey. It can be a difficult journey. I did that. But I'm sitting in the foyer of this life storage. The guy's just blank. He's doing nothing for me. He refused to call the police. He told me I have to call the police. It says on their website they have to call the police. I called the police. They don't come. It was 7 p.m. that evening. Now, I flew in early morning, so this is morning when I was in Nashville. And it was 7 p.m. while I'm on the road. And a sergeant called me, then a female police officer called me, and then a few days later, they allocated a detective to me who I'm working with. Now, so far, it's myself and Nicole and many of you guys that have helped apply the pressure to this case, to expose it, and some of the kits have actually surfaced. So here's what we know, as they say. It definitely would appear, pretty much, that it was an inside job at Life Storage. Again, I haven't heard anything from anybody. They may have called Nicole, but it was me that was down there, my equipment. And I mean, a lot of it's our own personal investment, of course. It is us. But it was me that was down there. Nobody has called me. Not one person from Life Storage has called me to even crisis manage, to even offer an apology, to even see how they could cooperate with the investigation. They haven't done any of that. So what we know is, through finding kits for sale and different things, that the thief, it would appear, whether it's the person at Life Storage or not, a thief had a huge consignment of my drums, went into Guitar Center in Goodlettsville, Nashville. I've never been there, never done business with them. I've done a lot of business with Guitar Center at different places in the States, including one of their flagship stores in New York, but never did business there. I think it's about 40 minutes outside Nashville. This guy came in and said, I have all this gear, right? Custom kits, stands, snare drums, the whole lot. You can see the list. Cymbals, all my Peisty cymbals, cleared out. Brought it into this store, and Guitar Center bought it all in and peddled it like a flea market. Like a flea market. So, through myself, Nicole and you guys, the Stuart Copeland signature kit flagged, and the guy who bought it from Guitar Center in Nashville contacted me saying he wanted to do the right thing. Very impressive. But of course, all these messages I'm getting, I have to filter them, I have to verify them, I have to qualify them. And I said, call me. And he called me. And he buys and sells drums. And he bought the Stuart Copeland signature kit online for very little from Guitar Center Goodlettsville. And he said, I want to do the right thing. Of course, all the stands are gone. The stuff Stuart signed for me is gone. The certificate with the kit, we think, I'm still looking, is gone. The front head that was signed was gone. But he had shells, except the octobands, which are quite important for that kit, because that's the whole look of the kit if you know drums. And this guy wanted to do the right thing. Of course, now he's worried about his deposit. Well, Guitar Center emailed him immediately when he said, hey, this is the deal. I don't know that better, of course. I know a lot of people in the music business. I know a lot of people in the drum business. And a lot of people know me and we talk to each other. I don't know this guy. The kit was in San Diego. Unbelievable. Made his way from Nashville to San Diego. He bought it for very little. And they said, we'll give you your money back and shipping. But they made him drop it to a Guitar Center nearby, which doesn't make me happy. The more people that touch my equipment, I just don't like it. And they should be shipping it direct to me. But that's not what's happening. I'm still trying to talk to Guitar Center. Let me tell you guys, they don't call me back. Nobody's reached out to me from corporate I have emailed the Nashville manager. He hasn't bothered his backside to get in touch with me. Superbly unprofessional, superbly rude, and unhelpful as somebody, not just as a citizen, as a human being that's had this terrible thing happen. I happen to be working in the industry, and as it happens, I've given Guitar Centre a lot of business. That's by the by. But it has not bothered to get in touch with me. Nobody from corporate has bothered to get in touch with me. Nobody cares. The store itself, when I speak to them, they talk down to me, including yesterday. They said they would call me back yesterday. They didn't. So I'm not going to stop until I get justice. And I'm going to get not only justice for me, I've now decided I'm going to get into this grand theft case, and I'm going to investigate it even broader myself, because clearly Lifestorage are compromised, and clearly there are certain stores out there that are buying stolen equipment. I mean, Aladdin walks in with the lamp and you say, okay, cool, I'll give you $5. What they gave for my equipment is dismal, the dollar amount they gave for my equipment. Everybody's telling me they're not hearing from each other. The detective is saying, I haven't heard from Guitar Centre. Guitar Centre is saying they haven't heard from the detective. Well, guess what? On Friday, we wrapped them up. Hey, all of you better talk to each other, because we're giving you the evidence to do the right thing. So that's where we're at. The Stuart Copeland kit is supposed to be on its way back to me. Here's something you all should know. My Phil Collins kit, kindly made for me by my dear friend Paul Bellino, my name, not only my name, my signature's on the inside of them. They've had them since last November. And they didn't do due diligence buying in all this equipment, which they never should have done. And they didn't think of Googling me or whoever, who's this Aaron Kennedy guy, what's the story of this? They told the thief, we cannot buy this kit off you because we don't know what it is. The thief said, keep it anyway. Keep it for lessons. Are you guys kidding me? Are you on planet Earth? Is this 2022, 2023? November last year, they've had this kit. I asked them to send me pictures, asked them to pack it, asked them to send it to me. They gave me the tracking literally the minute there was a knock on the door from UPS. And fortunately, and I can't believe it, the Phil Collins kit is sitting over there. Damaged on the inside, we're going to have a look at that. All the hardware missing. And you'll love this. Guess what else? Somebody else's drum, not belong to me, was also in the packaging. So I've got somebody else's drum here. That is not mine. Whose drum is it, everybody? Whose drum is it? The Letterman kit was bought there for nothing, sold on Reverb. I found that guy. He's marginally cooperating, even though his details of what the kit is off. And he's talking about some stands and stuff that's inaccurate. The stands he's throwing in and stuff are belong to the Phil Collins kit. As you know, I'm a super detailed guy, and certain things go with certain drums. End of story. You know, we are desperately trying to speak to all these lawyers in Nashville and just find the right lawyer that just wants to do the right thing. You know, I have to talk to the police today. I have to talk to the city of Nashville today. That's what's going to happen, because this thing is not just about me or my gear. This is bigger, and they're out of order. They don't call me back. Guitar Centre have never picked up the phone or messaged me, no matter what. And you can see I've tagged them in everything. Call me and do the right thing, because I'm a professional and I'm also a good person. But I'm also someone who is relentless. And any of you I've helped out there, and I don't mind saying it in a live feed, I'm happy to do it, and I'll continue to do it. The better I feel, I haven't been well, the stronger I'm getting. I couldn't have done this live feed last week. So I'm very grateful for the support and my amazing wife. Of course, my family are super impacted. My family in Ireland are devastated and concerned. And I feel bad that I can't be beside them to show them that I'm getting stronger, I'm getting back to my mojo, I'm getting focused, and the dragon is coming out, and that's what it's all about. Don't slay the dragon, be the dragon. And every day, my mind is coming back, and my body is coming back. And some people today, in the next few days, better start doing what's right. Not what I want, what's right, what's just, and they're going to, because I'm not going to stop until this case is sorted and I get most of my gear back and everybody else does what they're supposed to do. They're not even doing what they're paid to do. Everyone's a manager, by the way. Yeah, I'm a manager. You're a manager. Just get yourself a little badge, get yourself a Sharpie and write manager on your chest. You're a manager, you know. These fake heroes, I can't stand it. Just do your job. I'm aware of your case, this guy says to me yesterday. He doesn't say, yeah, I heard about that, so sorry. Guy doesn't know me, he could just show some empathy. So sorry about that. The manager at the store, Robert Bear, has been communicating with me somewhat. He did get this kit packed up in here. He's not doing it in real time and he's not taking me seriously. Well, you're going to take me seriously, Robert, because you bought in all my gear and you shouldn't have done it. You're unprofessional, man. You're unprofessional. Do you understand? Nobody gets that gear coming through the door and you get to buy it for 1 and 6. It doesn't happen. Do you understand? And I know you know. And I'm calling you out. And nobody's pushing me back. You know why they're not pushing me back? Because it's fact. And I love it. True self. That's what that means. True central self. Just be your true self. I go on, but at the end of the day, I'm talking facts. So I'm sending these facts out there, and I'm going to go now in a moment, and I'm going to make a bunch of phone calls. And I'm going to start wrapping people up, and people better sharpen their pencils today, because I'm constantly ready. It's out of order. I really appreciate all you guys. You guys are amazing, you know. And please think of my wife also, and the kids, and my family in Ireland. They're all going through it. I'm harping on as if it's only me, but there's a lot of people affected, and the circle of friends and students, and they can't believe it. And you know, I want my students and friends and family to enjoy this equipment. And they took things belonging to Mason. They took investments that Nicole and I had. They took memorabilia to Aaron, to Mason. Come on. Come on. And they walked into Guitar Centre and sold it all, and Guitar Centre bought it. You should be ashamed of yourself. Unconscionable. Unprofessional. Well, I've spent my whole life giving myself as Aaron Kennedy and Rhythm Saint to the drum community, to my life's work, to all the brands. And all the companies that represent me are awesome. And I couldn't be inspired to play as well as I think I play without them. But we all need each other. We're all in it together. I'm going to not just get to the bottom of this. I'm going to go through it. And I'm going to find out the level of this grand theft that's going on in Nashville, that happened in Lifestorage, Extra Storage. It's unacceptable. My unit was not tampered with. And I have the key and the barrel here. I'm going to get this kit investigated. I'm going to get it dusted. I don't mess around. I need to be taken seriously. And people like me need to be taken seriously. And who is people like me? People that are passionate about this, that are just doing the same thing as everybody else. Getting through a day, getting through everything. Well, my name is Aaron Kennedy. And if anybody knows me, I never, ever quit. Ever. And you should never quit. Never quit on your dreams. Never quit on yourself. Never allow anybody to tell you you can't do something. I won't be intimidated by the courts. I won't be intimidated by $1 billion company that's floating on the stock exchange. Let's talk about your share price for the rest of the week. Because you're selling shares to shareholders who think your business is a solvent business. Yes, it's probably profitable, but does it provide what you say over the door? Secure? No. And then a company that's buying and selling instruments to people that maybe have aspirations to be a good player. They're offering lessons. Yeah, well, I own the Drumming Academy, and I've owned it since before 99. I officially launched it in 99, and it's very successful. And it has integrity, and we personalise every lesson to every person to make them the drummer they want to be. We don't sell anything stolen. We don't even steal ideas. So this is where my head is at today. I'm fired up. I'm passionate, and I'm still here to help you all. But before that, I want to say thanks so much to all of you. I was bedridden a week ago, you know, and I'd be lost. Lost without you all. But just take a little minute, please, each day to think of my wife and kids. I really appreciate that. They've a lot to do with me, but you've all brought me back. You know what I mean? You've all brought me back. and I'm back in the ring, and I ring the bell. I'm not waiting for them to ring it. I just rang it and I'm ready. So please share the story. Thanks ever so much for everything. I just cannot thank you enough, and I'll find a way to thank you. You know, supposedly the coping kit's on its way, but here I am, I don't know when. This is the way I'm being treated. Instead of being treated with some respect and some integrity, I'm treated like I'm a nuisance. If you thought I was a nuisance when I called you the first day to say my stuff was stolen and you bought it, my stuff was stolen from you where I paid to store it, Nightmare on Elm Street is coming your way. Nightmare on Elm Street. You have no idea. I'm going to bombard you with fact and figures and justice. Thanks ever so much, everybody. I love you all. Engage the universe. Embrace every day. Embrace every moment. Take care of yourselves and those around you.